Nike pays Tiger Woods $20 million per year. In 2022, Nike projected that its endorsement contract commitments would amount to $1.5 billion. Nike sells 780 million shoes per year. Their sales revenue in 2022 was $47 billion. So why are these workers making an average daily wage of 30 cents per hour, working up to 100 hours per week without overtime pay in subpar working conditions? This is a picture of me when I was 10 years old. Like many of you, I was attending elementary school, playing sports, and enjoying the simple joys of childhood. However, I want you to imagine a different scenario for a moment. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in your adolescent years. Instead of waking up to go to school and enjoying your childhood, picture yourself every day going to work in a factory for up to 12 hours. You toil away to make ends meet for your family, while someone on the other side of the world gets to wear new shoes. For many children across the world, this is everyday life. According to the International Labor Organization, approximately 168 million children are involved in child labor worldwide, with many of them working in hazardous conditions. Sweatshops are factories that violate human rights by providing harsh working conditions and low wages. Big-name brands such as Nike have been in the headlines for years because of their use of sweatshops. The use of sweatshops worldwide is a critical issue that infringes upon the fundamental human rights of those who work in these factories. Understanding the magnitude of this problem is essential to recognize why it is a matter of social justice. I believe that the United States should ban outsourcing that involves exploitative business practices like those of sweatshops. About half of the children reported by the International Labor Organization are working in extremely hazardous conditions. Many of these children work in the textile industry, producing clothing for big-name brands. The harsh working conditions in sweatshops mean that child laborers are not only exposed to long hours of work without breaks, little pay, and poor ventilation, but they are also exposed to dangerous chemicals and substances which can have long-term health effects. Some of these effects include cancer, lung damage, and reproductive problems. These are just some of the reasons why sweatshops are considered a social justice issue. It is important to understand the root cause of sweatshops. One of the main reasons why sweatshops exist is because big-name brands such as Nike outsource their production to other countries where labor is much cheaper. This means that they are able to produce clothing and shoes at a lower cost, which maintains increasing profits. This practice of outsourcing is the cause of sweatshops worldwide. Some people may argue that sweatshops provide jobs and economic growth in developing countries, but arguments fail to recognize the exploitative nature of these jobs and the harm they cause to workers and their communities. While it is important to promote economic growth and job creation in developing countries, it should not come at the expense of workers' rights and dignity. As consumers, we must play a role in reducing the demand for products made in sweatshops. This leads to my claim that we need to take a stand against big-name brands that exploit workers. We can make a difference by supporting companies that use ethical methods of production, like Patagonia, for example. We can also reduce our demand for products made in sweatshops by making conscious purchasing decisions. This can be as simple as researching the brands we purchase from and choosing those that use ethical production methods. We can also raise awareness about sweatshops by sharing information with our friends and family. In conclusion, sweatshops are a social justice issue because they affect the human rights of people who work in these factories. While some big-name brands exploit people in sweatshops, it is important that we take a stand against this practice. In recent years, Nike has taken steps to improve working conditions and transparency. They now require all of their suppliers to meet their code of conduct, which includes fair labor practices and environmental sustainability. There is no easy solution to this complex issue. However, as consumers, we have the power to make a difference by supporting companies that use ethical production methods, advocating for stronger regulations, and reducing our demand for products made in sweatshops. Let us make a difference and stand up for their human rights.